Hey, what's going on, guys? We're back here, and sorry, I just wanted to some thoughts I had today over the weekend. I think I was just watching a couple of shows on TV. I haven't been watching TV in a while, and I just sat down, and I think there was a documentary on this guy, the R&B singer, I would say, what's his name, R. Kelly, and so yes, I got caught up in the show. It was just exposing his past and all his disturbing behavior. But besides that, it was so disturbing that I couldn't watch it. I think I watched maybe two episodes, and I was, as I'm going through this mental awareness thing, I was wondering, I was like, I was getting caught up into this and watching the show and try to depict the people's lives, his life, the girls, his team and all that. And then I was thinking actually, man, I'm focusing more on this guy's life than on my own life. And kind of got a little glimpse of the last 10 years of what I've been doing. I feel like my life has been kind of just gliding, and I think as most of us do, we watch other people's lives and celebrities and famous people and all these so and so artists that we follow and we look up to, and it comes to find out they're just regular people with issues as well. So doing my videos here, I was thinking wow. Then today, the day after, I was, out of the people were talking about it at work. They were conversating, oh, do you see that show? And what do you think this happened and why? And I kind of didn't want to really touch on it because it's very disturbing. But at the same time, I was like, why are we caring so much about these people? Yeah, this is a disturbing fact that happened 20 years ago or whatnot, almost 20 years ago. And why are we still, glorifying this guy? Not only we glorify him, but even though we're kind of bashing him, but we're still talking about making him relevant. And at the same time, you're losing focus. Myself, I'm losing focus on what my mission is, on what my journey is, on what my calling is, and I'm focusing on this particular person. And I think a lot of us do that in our lives, even if it might not be that person. It might be some other celebrity or some other family member or somebody that has nothing to do with us, and we focus on their situation and we try to break it down and analyze why they did this and why they did that, and spend so much energy and time on just trying to dissect every situation and every behavior of that person, and other than ourselves. And that's a big breakthrough in a mental awareness, or as far as here, the mind itself. The mind is very easy to distract. I've noticed that I can get distracted easily, and we have to focus our minds, and I think it's like a muscle that we have to every day. I try to get it back on track, because yes, it's okay to sit back and lay back and relax, watch some shows here and there, because we're not gonna be robots, right? But don't lose track and don't lose focus of what it is you're trying to accomplish, or what it is that you're trying to attain, which is self-actualization, or of yourself, and you're following your calling, and if you're not happy where you're at, you're trying to accomplish something for yourself, non-materialistic. Obviously, I'm talking about more of your soul and actualizing what it is you came here to be in this earth, in this universe, and then knowing that you try to detach from all these from the media, from the news, and from the world around you, because if not, you'll never be able to focus on yourself. I mean, you'll be thinking about all these tragedies and all these things that are going around that you kind of feel bad about your life. Like, wow, I have it so good, and then you're like, wow, it's great to be grateful, but you will be more guilty of having a certain life, and then you feel like you won't deserve anything, and you're kind of backtracking to what it is that we want to accomplish. So yeah, I think that was a realization for me. Wow, I was focusing a lot and trying to dissect the issue and how it came about and how it could be prevented. I mean, all these scenarios that we come up in our head, and we distract our mind from our own personal growth, our own happiness, and understanding that the outside world is there's a lot of craziness out there. There's a lot of crazy people, a lot of bad people, and there's a lot of good people as well. There's a lot of good situations, good human beings that are doing great things. So we got to focus on that a little bit more, and also focus on ourselves and how can we better the world, and how we're going to be able to affect it in a positive way, and add value to everybody around us, and be that difference maker in the sense that you're able to focus when that comes up, because you're going to be distracted all day. You have social media, a bunch of platforms, and you have YouTube is great. I consume it a lot, but I think I've started to produce, but I used to consume a lot of it, and I think you can get carried away watching all these videos. Whatever it is that you may like, you can watch hours of it and still feel like you need more. So it's like we got to be able to catch ourselves, and I think that's the difference of where I was a year ago and now. Like a year ago, I would just probably watch countless hours and hours of Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all these social media platforms, and not notice it. But now I'm like, okay, all right, just watch an hour. Wow, I've been here for an hour. Okay, let's shut it down. Let's do something. Let's go ahead and try to create something, right? Excuse me. But that's the great difference of me from a year ago and now, where I think we all should come to that realization that there's a lot of distractions in the world, right? And that's life. It's gonna be distractions. Your coworkers, your friends want to take you out to drink. All these things, that you might not be beneficial for you, but it's distractions in the sense that it kind of takes you away from your purpose or from your calling. Like you get carried away from what it is that's gravitating you. So it's like a pull, right? Like you're being pulled towards something that you are meant for, and all these things are pulling you away from it because they're fun. They're gossip. They're great. They keep you making discussions and arguments and feeling alive because you're arguing about other people's lives and stuff like that. And then you realize that has nothing to do with you. Like you got to come back, kind of center yourself again and understand that that's not important right now. Like what's important is about where you're going with your identity, and understanding not to lose yourself in that. And I think it's very easy to do it because the mind is so easy to distract. I can compare it to today. I went live on my Instagram and I was like, I compare it to a dog, right? My dog, I have a puppy, and he can be focused, but man, you take out food or some toy he likes, and he is not gonna pay attention to anybody. Like he's just distracted, and you can call him and give him food or whatnot, and if he sees a toy he likes, he's just distracted all day by that toy. And he can be starving, but he's not even worried about it because he's distracted by the toy. It's kind of how we are. I think we can easily get distracted, I think especially us men, we have so many things we can do. We can go out, hang out, go for drinks with friends, go to the bar, meet girls, sometimes waste time on other people that don't really care for us, hang out for the sake of being outside, and most likely don't have that relationship where you guys are growing together. Watch sports, which I love sports, man. I think it's great. It's awesome if you're doing it. I've been playing sports all my life, but from about to a year ago, I kind of realized like sports don't really add any. Me watching 4 hours of sports are not adding value to me right now. So, I'm not gonna lie, I might watch maybe one game a week or whatnot, but I try to understand that. Let me just use those 2 or 3 hours of the game, and I'll do something like create something like a video here, or I'll write in my journal, or I'll just draw something, or something that I like to do that picks my mind a little bit, and it'll be more productive for me in the long run, right? So, all these guys, all these guys that are young guys here on this channel, and you guys are watching, all day Sunday football, it's great, I guess, it's fun, but if you're not really understanding where you are in life and where you want to be, that is the difference between those successful people you see out there that are actually, living their life and their calling. So they sit down and they, try to focus on what it is that is, drawing them or calling them. They don't focus on the other situations outside of themselves, and I think that's something that we should take away. Like, apart from me meditating and I'm doing my meditations, it's kind of centers me, and I sit down with myself and I conversate with myself. And whether it's negative talk, you can shut that down, which is positive talk. You can add some more of that. But I think that, once you get to learn yourself more, you're able to direct yourself more and take a different path. And we all have different paths. So I don't think that what I'm doing now I should recommend to somebody else. But when you're able to focus on yourself and really focus, you find that path for yourself that you're meant to do, you're meant to go on, and that creates, I think, happiness for everybody, because it's not only will you reach fulfillment, but you will also take part in this universe that is so beautiful, and you will be rewarded with whatever it is that is for you in this world. And remember, we're all collaborating, so we're not competing with anybody. The only competition we have is with ourselves. And that right there, being able to understand that we are easily distracted, can kind of, you are aware of that. You can, when you kind of get carried away, you're like, hold up, let me come back, and let me sit down and let me understand what I want to do, keep on with my focus on what it is I'm going after, and that makes a big difference. And I just wanted to bring it on today here on this channel and let anybody know, it's easy to get distracted. The world is full of distractions. We have everything that can distract us at our fingertips. It's up to us. We make a choice when we're able to be aware of our distractions. Once you can pick and choose what it is that you want to be distracted by, or what it is that you want to not be distracted by, then you start to pay attention more. And what you listen to, like the podcasts that I've listened to my last year have changed me completely. The YouTube channels you watch, if you're watching cats have fun, that's great and all, but it's adding value to your life. If you watch something positive, something that's giving you more of a guide to where you want to go in life and be happy or have happiness, then you're going on the right path. You watch it right channel. What you read, like the books you read, I've read many books in the last year, but most of the books I try to read books that are gonna change and impact my mindset and my way of going upon things, making my life more fruitful and have all these dreams come to fruition, right? So be careful what you're watching, what you're hearing, like audio like podcasts, what you're reading, the books that you read, all of that, besides the people you hang out with, because you can hang out with great people, and then you go home and you start watching all these stuff that are not going to be conductive to you or productive to your life, and you're going to have the same mindset. So the people around you, you got to be aware of the people around you, but sometimes we don't have control of that. Like at work, you might not be able to control the people around you, but you can control how much time you spend around them, and you can also control what you're listening to on your way to work, on your way from work, what you're reading. That those books, nobody makes you read certain books. You read the books you want to read. So just be mindful. It's all about mindfulness, right, at the end of the day. But also be mindful that we're easy to get distracted, and you need to hone it like a muscle. You need to practice focusing. Just focus every day and try to bring yourself back into reality. Now, I guess you got to try to center yourself on a daily basis, because this world will make you, take you away from who you really are, and you got to sit down with yourself and come back to it. And I hope you guys are starting this new year great. Hopefully this motivates you guys and helps you guys understand that focus, and think bigger picture, and look out for my next video. Take care, guys.